Here is a sample Family Friends of Scouting presentation to help you as you prepare for your upcoming unit meeting. Feel free to add your own story and style.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. I appreciate you being the Cub Master for this pack, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, grandmas and grandpas, and boys, thank you for being parts of Scouting. Now, I am Mike Responda, and I'm an Assistant Scoutmaster. I have served as a Scoutmaster. I've been a Cub Master. I've taken kids to the National Jamboree, and if it looks like I'm an old Scoutmaster, yeah, I am an old Scoutmaster. Right now, in fact, I'm just old. So do you want the long version or do you want the short version? Raise your hand if you want the short version. Raise your hand if you want the long version. Okay, the short version has it. I'm going to say on your mark, get, set, go, and I'm going to set my watch. Once this watch hits 10 minutes, I will stop even if I'm in the middle of a sentence. Ready, set, go. And now let's talk about Friends of Scouting. So how many Eagles do we have in the crowd? Could you please stand up if you have achieved the rank of Eagle Scout? Okay, boys, look around. This is what you have to look forward to in your adventure. These are the elite. Do you realize that only 3 out of every 100 people who begin their scouting adventure achieve Scouting's rank of Eagle? Give these people a hand, would you please? Thank you. You can be seated. Thank you for your service. So what is Friends of Scouting all about? Just for a minute, let me talk to the boys, okay? Boys, how many of you kids like to go camping? Raise your hand. Look at that. Every single one of you kids. This is awesome. How many of you kids like to go swimming? Raise your other hand. Tremendous, tremendous. Put your hands down. Have you guys ever been around a campfire? Have you ever told scary stories? Yeah, you see the head nods? Do you like that? Folks, this is Friends of Scouting. This is what you support. Now, could we please close our eyes just for a minute? I want to tell you a little bit of a story. See if you can see this in your mind's eye. Close your eyes. It's moonlit. The sky is black, blue, indigo. You can see stars if you look over to your east. There might be a little bit of snow, maybe it's 80 degrees, and you're in the tent. Your belly is full of cobbler. The boys are beginning to sleep. Some of the kids can't go to sleep because the leaders are snoring. It's beautiful outside. There might be a little bit of a breeze in the air. This is Friends of Scouting. Friends of Scouting helps make leaders. Friends of Scouting helps make athletes. Friends of Scouting helps make fathers and husbands and sons and the citizens that are going to take our country into the next century. What is Friends of Scouting? This is Friends of Scouting. It's a tiger and a go see it with wide eyes as big as a saucer. It's a Webelow Scout at rendezvous, playing with knots, haggling with one of the rendezvous staff. It's your son. It's your son pinning the mother's pin at his Eagle ceremony. That is Friends of Scouting. But where does Friends of Scouting come from? Where does the money go? Well, let me show you this. Got it in here in a minute. It's the last dollar I have. You see this dollar? I have this folded into 10 almost equal parts. The part that you can see that's not hidden by my fingers represents the money that goes for administrative costs. It represents the money that goes for insurance. It represents the money that goes for Scouting office. See the rest of this? 88%. 88% of your money goes to your boys. 88% of your money comes back to you. Now you tell me, where can you get a return like that? You're going to get in the stock market? You're going to get 88% return at the bank? That is Friends of Scouting. Now, what do you get for your money? You know, times are hard. We haven't been working. We're having trouble feeding our family. What do you get for your money? Well, studies by the Pew Research Foundation and other people indicate this. Kids who are involved in leadership youth groups have enhanced achievement. Okay, moms and dads, raise your hand if you'd like to see your kids do better in school. Come on, you better have every single hand up there. Studies by the University of South Carolina, about 2010, show that kids who are involved in youth-led leadership organizations have better workplace performance. They have better attendance. They have better problem-solving skills. Does it sound like 21st century learning skills, the skills that our kids need to compete with the kids from China? The skills that our kids need to compete with the kids from India? Hey boys, I got to talk to you for a second, and I'm going to tell you this only once. Nowadays, you don't compete for a job with a kid from Menasha or a kid from Clintonville. You compete for a job with kids from China, with kids from India. You need these skills. I have a friend named Ken who is a CEO, managing director of a real successful engineering company in the Fox Cities. Now, Ken is an Eagle Scout. Ken probably hires 15, 20 people, probably goes through 100 interviews every year. Kenny tells the story that when a person comes into his office, the first thing he says is, talk about your qualifications and why should we hire you. We go. After that, they turn things around to tell me a little bit about yourself. Do you have any scouting experience? All of a sudden, they're talking about bad coffee. They're talking about campfires. And then Ken says, so, did you get your eagle? If that person says, yeah, I did, and this is what I did for my project, that person goes from the bottom to the top of the list because we know, and we can prove statistically, that Eagle Scouts have what it takes. That's Friends of Scouting. That's what you get for your money. Now, part of that administrative cost, sure, you need insurance, you need marketing. Do you like the camps? Hey, how many of you guys have stayed in the Viking ship at Rocalallo? How many of you guys have stayed at Camp Twin Lakes? Have you been to Camp Hiawatha? You got to get to Camp Hiawatha. That's Friends of Scouting. But Friends of Scouting is also scholarships. Friends of Scouting is the place that helps you support kids who are not able to go and have that outdoor experience. By supporting Friends of Scouting, you get the unique opportunity to donate to the largest and the most effective youth leadership program in the entire world. We've been around over 100 years. We must be doing something right. So, Mike, what do you want me to do? I'll show you. First thing I want you to do is take a look at this card that you were given. And thank you, Den leaders and Scoutmasters and Cubmasters, for doing this for us. Now, when you look at this, you'll see the details of what I've been explaining. On the bottom, you have a card that you can fill out. Well, but I don't have any money. We take a check. I don't have any money. MasterCard, Visa, hey, you know, all I have is $10. That's all you need to give. Things have been hard this year, Mike. I know. I'd love to give. I can't. I understand that. And we understand that. The boys understand that. We'll take a pledge. Well, my company gives too. Do you have anything for companies? Well, sure. If you look in the middle, you can see that many, many, many companies in the Fox Cities will match your funds. Take a look, fill it out, ask your boss, see what they have to say. But Mike, I've been looking for a job since 18 months now. Don't worry. More important than your money is your time. Can you help with that, leader? Can you help one of those kids finish a merit badge? Is it possible for you to go and say, hey, you know what? I'll open up the building this week. I'll make sure that everybody gets where we need to be. I'll help out. That is Friends of Scouting too. Now, we do want to say thank you, and one of the ways that we say thank you is to offer a recognition piece, and here's the recognition piece for this year. In the past, we've given badges. This year, if you're able to donate $183, you'll get a hat that will keep you warm on the coldest Hiawatha winter night, and you will feel so snugly that you'll never want to take it off. If you're able to donate $1 a day, now think about what $1 a day is. Hey boys, do you ever get some candy bars? About $1. Nice big Snickers is about $1.50, right? For the cost of a Snickers bar each day, you can get a water bottle like this. That is guaranteed never, never, never to go dry as long as you put water in it. Don't raise your hand because I'm not real proud of this. Is there anybody that smokes? Think about this. For the cost of a pack of cigarettes, you could support Friends of Scouting for an entire week. That's what Friends of Scouting is. Now finally, I'm talking to grandmas and grandpas, and I'm talking to parents. Now boys, sit on your hands. Raise your hand if you think our United States of America could use really strong leaders. Come on, raise your hand. I want to see this. Boys, now you can look. They all agree. Put your hands down, please. I have another question. This is the test. You know, I'm a teacher. This is the test. Raise your hand if it's important to you that your sons achieve the highest level of reading and math that they can possibly achieve. Let's see. Raise your hand. Yeah, I'm raising 2 hands for my kid. Put your hands down. Last question. Raise your hands if you feel it would be worthwhile to support an organization that would help build stronger families, more committed fathers, greater relationships. Okay, if I had 3 hands, I'd be raising 3 hands on that one. This is Friends of Scouting. I'm Mike Rispenda. I'll be around to collect pledge cards. Thank you, and I hope someday maybe we can spend a campfire together.
Make sure you talk about the camp coupon incentive. It's a great deal for units who achieve their goal. Remember to stay until the end of the meeting to collect the cards and to help clean up. It will go a long way. Good luck, and thank you for volunteering.